All right. Can you hear me? Everybody can hear me? It's quite confusing to talk to music and not be able to hear your feedback. Well, a very warm welcome. I'm freezing cold, but I hope you're not. Thank you for attending this session about monetized data. It's a very hot topic. We've subtitled this session From Strategy to Operation. I'm going to talk to you about use cases of successful company who've implemented a new strategy of monetized their data. My name is Vincent Fourmi. I'm running business for Woodmark Consulting here in Germany. I'm a French citizen. It is a European conference. I'm a French citizen. That's why I've got a French name. I've been living in Germany for 17 years in Düsseldorf, and I've been doing BI analytics for 17 years as well. I'm a father of 3 kids with the same wife. We have been married for 11 years right now. Yeah, let's get started. I'm from Woodmark. We're a Tableau partner. We celebrate, actually in 3 weeks, we celebrate our 20th anniversary. So we've been in the market since 1999. We've got 2 offices in Munich and Düsseldorf, and we're serving customers mostly in Germany, Austria, and Switzerland who are willing to do more with their data. What we do with data is we serve them as AI, big data, analytics in one hand, where we incorporate all the key expertise that you need to be successful with your data. Starting from data strategy, culture, and organization. This is going to be a lot of our topic today because this is essential in order to implement and monetize a data monetization strategy. But of course, when it comes to operation, you need to implement a data architecture. This is where we're going to talk also today. How should your data architecture be in order to be able to monetize your data? We help customers doing things along data preparation, data discovery, and a lot of things. If you want more information, you've got a flyer on your seat, or you just go to a booth just next to this, and I'll be there around with all my colleagues running this t-shirt. You won't miss us. Right, let's get started. You've seen it all. You've all seen this quote from The Economist, but it is what it is. It's the truth. Some companies haven't been there 20 years ago, and they've been there now, and I'm not going to talk a lot about this because this is what you already know. I want to bring you today new use cases that are maybe more relative to your use case in order to help you, or in order to infuse a little bit of inspiration in order for you to work on monetize your data. But why are those disruptors actually so successful? So what's the pattern of being so successful when you want to monetize data? Well, those disruptors are actually combining 2 things together. They're combining data and technology. And this is the right conference to talk about these things, because this is what we all do. We all know that data is at the middle of everything, and Tableau is a technology company. And when you gain a market advantage by leveraging those 2 components, you want to do 3 things. First, you want to make sure you understand your customer. Actually, you don't need to take pictures. All those slides will be available online in the conference, so you had a full pictures in the whole outline. I'm giving them to you. So you want to understand your customers. Second, you want to sense the market shift, because we're not in a linear world anymore. So the shift comes very, very sudden, and you need to respond. Otherwise, you're going to be disrupted. And the third aspect is you want to innovate faster than others in order not to be disrupted. So this is really combining those three elements. The reason why disruptors like Facebook or Alibaba or Airbnb or Uber, you wrote out of this, are actually so successful. So let's talk now about where are we now? A just recent survey from a leading research agency in Germany was revealed about data monetization. We are in a very, very early stage right now. That's the good news or the bad news. Only 17% of companies are actually doing something about data monetization and actually have defined use cases and use it part of the business. 17%. The worrying part is that 24% have actually no plan to do anything about it. Maybe the next Blockbuster and the next Kodak over there, I don't know. We'll see. I would encourage, if you're running businesses or if you're in IT and helping business people, talk to them about these slides. And ask yourself, where are we at a company? Do we have a plan in order to understand the customer better? Do we have a plan to shift market senses? Or do we have a plan to innovate better? If you don't, get a new job. And the second thing that we're seeing on this survey is that the larger companies in retail, services, finance, and banking are leading the way. Yes, they have to. Those companies are really data-driven and data-centered, and they really need to have a lot of insights on those customers. I'm going to talk today about two use cases that maybe you know, maybe you don't. The first one is a 180 years old farm equipment manufacturer. It's John Deere. John Deere created in 2012 a new open platform called My John Deere. They've actually shifted their business model from traditional selling machines and tractors to actually collecting data, putting the John Deere equipment together with other machines, implementing Internet of Things, and they help actually agricultural producer to optimize farming operation with data. Totally different model. They could sell tractors again, but they're not. Another use cases that we at Woodmark are working with is Rolls-Royce. Rolls-Royce is they're not only doing cars, but I cannot afford, that you cannot afford either, I suppose. They're also doing aero engine. And this is a 100-year-old company, and they've changed actually their business model also entirely. They have implemented big data in 3 different areas in order to become a completely new business-owned company. First of all, in design, they are at the moment they're simulating a jet engine and manipulation of design with tens of terabytes on data. The second use case they're doing is their manufacture, their engine. This is all full of sensors and IoT devices. And the most important thing is that in the aftermarket, they actually can now identify maintenance use cases before there's a problem. So this is the typical predictive maintenance use case. Why is it important for them? Because they're now able to have a completely new service model. It's called Total Care. They're not selling engines anymore. They're selling hours of engines to their customers. And they now have a total full cost you can buy from Rolls-Royce minutes or hours of engine. Completely new business model. And they're only able to do this because they've done a lot of things on architecture, on collecting data, and on doing use cases. So I think it's fascinating, and we're very proud of doing this. Right. Now that I've talked about two use cases about how some traditional company moved their model to monetize data, why should we do it? So what is the benefit of data monetization? Well, the first of things, of course, you want to increase revenue. This is what we all want. So new revenue sources in order to make sure that you don't disappear. The development of new services is also very important. What is also crucial is to improve your customer loyalty. If you know your customers, and I'm going to talk about it in a moment, why is it crucial to improve customer loyalty? And better insight into customer. So let's dig down a little bit to it. Why? What are the benefits of it? And why now, first of all? Why should we do it now? Well, there are three aspects again. The first one is data collection. It's never been easier than now to collect data, because there's tons of data out there, and I'm asking you, and you should ask yourself, are you collecting all the data available within your company, or are you collecting all the data available around your company or in your market? So do you have all this kind of information and myriads of all the channels that you can actually combine and sell? We were talking today to our customers who is actually working on a data monetization principle. Just to give you a little bit of a hint, with Woodmark, we partner with Here platform. This is a former Nokia business, and Here is now selling a lot of external data, like which parking lot is free. If you combine that with your data, completely new business model opens suddenly. So, first point, data collection, never been easier than before, lots of data out there. Second point, the cost of data and the cost of data storage hasn't been cheaper. I mean, look at this. The price for 1 gigabyte of cloud storage is 0.0255 per month, nothing. And I know you all heard this. Big data is all about collecting data, and you don't even know if you're going to be using it as well. But your data scientists will. Your data scientists will know how to combine data to make sense of it all. Third point is data processing. Of course, because CPU and computer power has increased dramatically, you can actually process more data. So key takeaway is, it hasn't been easier, so why wait? Go ahead now. But what did change is the way business is being done and needs to be done. So we're moving from, let's say, product centricity to a customer centricity. And this is why it is crucial to know your customers and to deliver, customer-fitted solution to your customers. He only wants what is interesting for him. And I don't know if you get those emails where you say, you should check in for your flight. And I've said, I've just checking 3 minutes ago. What are you sending me this email? Or you should buy this and this one. And I'm saying, this is none of my interest. I'm assuming that in 2019, I'm a customer. I'm taking, the company selling to me is taking me seriously. That's why they have my data. So they should actually know I'm at the center of everything. So there's a lot of things to be done. So think about that when you do your data monetization, is where put the customers into the middle of everything. For those building dashboard, same thing. Don't think what you can do with data, think what the customers want to see with your data. But that's another topic. So make sure you don't miss the bus, because the bus is leaving. So think about it. Think about what data you can actually collect, where you can collect, and why is it important to do it now. Now I'm going to give you a little bit more of insight. I'm now moving from the business side to the IT side. And I'm going to talk about data architecture. I know those are the kinds of boring slides that you're seeing everywhere, but why is it important? It's important because it's different. We're talking a lot about architecture like a storage thing. This is not a storage thing. We're not talking about a database. We're not talking about technology. We're talking about a reference model, a reference architecture that is actually supposed to bring structured and unstructured data together. This is what you see on the left side. And you're supposed to manage it in a traditional and a modern way. So, you have historical data that are maybe in your data warehouse. You have maybe new data you want to put in your data lake or in a big data architecture. It can be either on-premise or in the cloud, or in both, or in a public cloud, in a private cloud, whatever. But it must include something like data services that enables the architecture to integrate. At the end of the day, it all comes to what your customers want to see. So you need to have, for every data services, domain service, storage service, process service, and governance services. We've talked a lot about governance this morning at the keynote. This is what you really need to ask yourself what it is that I need to put in those data services in order to deliver those information to my suppliers, my customers, my internal employees. And this is the kind of data platform we're building for customers, either for their own purposes or for external purposes. And I want to bring a little bit of a purpose to Tableau. For those who don't know, Tableau helps customers also in the sense that, so to say, external use cases. So if you bring your data to an outside customers, you get a 25% discount on the license fee, on the subscription fees. So think about what kind of information you could give or sell to customers, suppliers, or any other partners outside your company. And this is what we're doing at Woodmark. We're sitting together with our customers, having a look at this architecture, and trying to find some sweet spots with you guys and with a business expert in order to help you, brainstorm what could be your use case, how other customers are doing it, what is my industry peers, what are they doing at the moment. This is what we offer. And what we offer is, once we've done that, I've brought this slides. This is actually, for those who know, the DIKW pyramid stands for Data, Information, Knowledge, Wisdom. So what it says is that how do you change data from information to insight? And in the world of digitalization, you really want to have a real-world process. So you have annual raw facts, and you actually digitalize your process to get data out of it, you process it to get information, you analyze it to get insight, and then comes value. Value has just been put on the top of insight. What is value for you? What is value for you? Is value always monetary value? Not always. Most of the time, in our capitalist work, value, and for businesses, value is money, but we support at Woodmark non-profit organization as well. That's why we've put a little bit of stickers. I'm just doing a little bit of ad for good causes. We support one of our customers, SOS Kinderdorf, which is a children's village, and we fight against poverty. If you follow us on any social media, you've got a little bag. We donate €2 through our conference to theirs. So value is not always monetary. Value is also health improvement or child mortality improvement. This is real value we're talking. This is also criminal justice improvement. And the police, the law enforcement is working a lot on data to make a better world. So when we do this with customers, we go through the data, we try to generate information, we get inspired by external data sources, and we try to create insight. And Tableau is, of course, and you know this because you're all Tableau customers, is helping us to generate insight of data. But to get value, you need to go an extra mile and actually go onto your data strategy. And your data strategy is actually linked to your strategy. Because data is going to change your strategy, your business strategy, if you want to monetize data. That's the linkage between strategy and operation. So what is data strategy? I'm just going to read this definition. It's a comprehensive data strategy. It's a foundation for successfully implementing data use case at a company. Yes, it is. But most importantly, it really supports you to align your company strategy with your data that you have. And it needs to help you to have a way of organizing data, of use your data, of making sure that data is at the center of the company. And if you guys been at the keynote this morning, where the lady from Credit Suisse, I think she's putting onto the point when she said, either you'll put data into the center of everything you'll do, or you will lose. I think she's got it exactly right. It's an imperative for businesses to understand this right now. What are we doing with it? And how do we implement the data strategy? As I've only had 30 minutes today, I'm not gonna this whole presentation and this whole workshop we run for 2 days with the customers and trying to develop. So in 30 minutes, please, it's a very high level presentation, but I'll be happy to answer your questions. 4 steps to develop a data strategy. First one, of course, you need to define, when you need a strategy, you have vision and goal. So you need to know what is the data strategy for me, what are my vision, what are my goals. Then you need to describe main component. What is very important is the people, the organization, the component, your supplier, your stakeholders. Then you need to assess, that's my target, where am I right now? And what's the gap analysis? Where do I need to do? And you generate out of this a roadmap to help you go. And this is now a recurring effect where you start, but you never end. Because the world is changing. So we need to be in a permanent loop of looking ahead and being agile and see where we need to go next. I love this quote from Gartner, and it says, data can take organization very, very far, but the real driver are the people. And this is, although I don't have any interaction with you guys because you're all wearing these things, this is what I like to talk to people and not doing WebEx today, so I can see in your eyes even what it is. You are the driver of organization. And you can make sure that your organization is using data the way it should be to make a change against your competitors. So we are data people. And this is why I love this conference. Let me just sum up before I open for questions. What are the key takeaways today? Data monetization is at an early stage. Yes, only 17% have actually started to do anything about it. And 24% have done nothing. Successful company have already changed their business model thanks to data, not because of. So they're taking the advantage of using data to change their business model. Think of Rolls-Royce, think of John Deere. I think you need to act now because it's never been easier to collect, to store and to process data. And there's an imperative out there, either you do it or you may lose. if you want to do this, there's a couple of areas that you need to cover. And to help you, I've given you a free reference architecture when you can make sure you have everything sorted out. The time for the detail wasn't possible today. And my last point is make sure to implement a data strategy with your people, because they're going to be the real driver for implementing this data strategy. And with this, thank you very much for your attention, and I'll open up for questions. And you may evaluate this session also in the app, and I put my contact details. But as I said, everything will be available online later. Any questions? Any questions? 5, 1. Thank you, and have a great data night out later on. And I'll see you either tonight or tomorrow. Thank you.